Hello everybody. So in the last video we have discussed about mutual inductance and coefficient of coupling, right? So as we got to know what is meant by inductance, self-inductance, mutual inductance and also coefficient of coupling, now we'll move on with the other points regarding inductors, that is how we connect inductors in any circuit. Like we may connect inductors in series as well as we may connect inductors in parallel, same like that of resistors and capacitors. So in today's video we'll be learning what is meant by this series connection regarding inductors, and we'll also try to know what is meant by the cumulative coupled series inductors and differentially coupled series inductors. So we'll discuss all these points in this video. As we all know, series connection is nothing but if the end point of one component is connected to the starting point of the second component, and the end point of the second terminal is connected to starting point of the third terminal, and so on. That is, the ends are connected, the edges, if the terminal edges are connected one after the other, such kind of connection we call it as series connection, right? So this is what we have discussed even for the resistors and as well as capacitors. Now we'll see how inductors can be connected in series. As you can see it on the diagram, I have taken three different types of inductors. Here to the terminal, between the terminal A and B, three inductors are there, and here I have marked the starting point of the inductor as positive and ending point as negative. The negative terminal of L1 inductor is connected to the starting terminal, that is positive terminal of L2, and negative terminal of L2 is connected to positive terminal of L3. Okay, so this kind of connection we call it as series connection. So inductors can be connected together in series connection when they are daisy chained together, sharing a common electrical current. These interconnections of inductors will produce more complex networks whose overall inductance is a combination of the individual inductors. However, there are some certain rules for connecting the inductors in series or parallel, and all these rules are based on the fact that no mutual inductance or magnetic coupling exists between the individual inductors. So this kind of discussion is not there when we go for capacitors or resistor. That is, only in inductors we see this point, like rules for connecting series and parallel, because when we see resistors and capacitors, we don't see the effect of the side by or adjacent component on another component, right? So that is, mutual coefficient or mutual inductance or magnetic coupling is a property what we see in inductors, whereas we don't find in capacitors and resistors. That is why when we connect inductors in series, some certain series or in any parallel connection, certain set of rules should be followed, as inductors have mutual inductance or magnetic coupling that is being existed between the individual inductors, right? Even in the previous video I have told you that when two inductors are connected side by side, while we are discussing about coefficient of coupling, I have said you that if we take two inductors, each inductor has its own self inductance, and because of the placement of the coil side by to the another coil which has a which is passing current through it, mutual inductance will be induced in the side by coil. That is, every inductor has a self inductance and mutual inductance by its adjacent coil. That is why when we go into the connections regarding inductors, certain rules and regulations should be followed. Okay, so we'll see what are those things. So inductors are said to be connected in series when they are daisy chained together in a straight line end to end. As you can see on the screen, all the inductors are connected in a single line. End to end connection has been made. In the resistors and video, we saw that the different values of resistors connected together in series add together, and this is also true for inductors also. That is very similar to that of resistors. Inductors also, when we connect in series, all the inductance will be added together. Okay, so inductors in series are simply added together because the number of turns of the coil is effectively increased, with the total circuit inductance, that is LT, being, and that is nothing but the equivalent inductance or the total inductance, which we indicate as LT, will be equal to the sum of all the individual inductances added together. So this is a case what we have seen even for the resistors also. For resistors also, when we connect all the resistors in series, the total resistance or equivalent resistance or circuit resistance will be equal to sum of all the inductances connected in series. Similarly, when inductors are connected in series, the total inductance will be equal to sum of all the inductances that are connected in that particular circuit. So as you can see in the diagram, the current I that flows through the first inductor L1 has no other way to go but should pass through the second inductor, third inductor, and so on, right? So that is, here we can see that in inductor there is only one path for the flow of current, right? So then we can say that, or we can simply, seeing at the diagram itself, we can say that the amount of current or the current that is flowing in all the three resistors is the same. In all the three inductors is same, right? So that is, series inductors have a common current that is flowing through them. For example, if the current through the inductor L1 is IL1, we'll call it as IL1. If the current through the inductor L2, we call it as IL2. If the current through the inductor L3 is IL3. So as there is only single path through all the inductors, we can simply write all the currents as IL1 is equal to IL2 is equal to IL3, or simply we can write it as IAB, the current that is between A and B terminals, right? So the three inductors L1, L2, L3 are connected in series between the points A and B. So all the currents that are flowing through the individual inductors will be the same. So according to the Kirchhoff's voltage law, the sum of the individual voltage drops across each inductor can be found using Kirchhoff's voltage law. So what this voltage law states, that the voltage drop between the terminals A and B, that is the total voltage, is the sum of the voltage across L1, L2 and L3. That is, V total is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Okay, got the point? So current is same, whereas the voltage is the sum of all the individual voltages will give us the total voltage. That expression I have given here. The current is equal to this expression and the voltage is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. But in order to calculate the total inductance of the circuit, that is this series circuit, what we can take is, we have to calculate the self inductance of the each inductor here. That is, what is the inductance for L1, L2, L3 will be calculated, so that we can calculate the value of the total inductance of the series circuit. So we know that the self-induced EMF across an inductor is given by, in terms of voltage, is given by V is equal to L di by dt, right? So this is what we have discussed in the previous videos. V will be equal to L di by dt. Okay, so now we can write L as V as L di by dt. So by taking the values of the individual voltage drops across each inductor, in our example, the total inductance of the series combination can be given as, substitute the value of V1, V2, V3 and Vt here in this expression. So this one can be substituted here, right? So what we can write for V2 is Lt di by dt. For V1 we write it as L1 di by dt. This is based on this expression, V is equal to L di by dt. So based on this we can write V2 as L2 into di by dt. Just L values are varying but I is constant. Di by dt is constant. The rate of change of current is constant because the current that is flowing in the series inductor circuit is same. So we can write the total inductance in the series circuit as Lt di by dt is equal to L1 di by dt plus L2 di by dt plus L3 di by dt. Now by dividing through the above expression by di by dt, we can reduce it to the final expression for calculating the total inductance of the circuit. So when the inductors are connected in series. Okay, so the inductors in the series equation can be written as, after we divide the complete expression, this one with di by dt, we can write the inductance of the series circuit as L total or L equivalent is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L3 up to Ln. That is, you can connect any number of inductors in series, whatever number, the equivalent inductance of the series inductor circuit will be equal to L total is equal to L1 plus L2 up to L1. So then the total inductance of the series chain can be just found by simply adding together the individual inductances of the inductor in series, just like adding together the resistors in series. However, this expression or this equation holds good or true when there is no mutual inductance or magnetic coupling between two or more inductors. Okay, so that is, this expression is valid, that is Lt is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L3 is valid only when we consider that there is no magnetic coupling or mutual inductance among all these three inductors. Okay, so one important point to remember about inductors is, when we talk about the series inductor circuit, the total inductance what we get, that is Lt of any two or more inductors connected in series, will be always greater than that of the largest inductor in that series combination. For example, in this example we have taken three different inductors. So the total inductance what we get for this complete circuit will be always greater than the highest value of the three inductor. For example, the L1 is 1 Henry, L2 is 2 Henry, L3 is 3 Henry for suppose. So the total inductance will be always greater than the maximum value of the inductors. That is, the highest value inductor will be taken, and if we observe, the total inductance will be always greater than that of the largest inductor in the complete circuit. If in the example what I am telling now, L3 has 3 henries, right? So if we calculate the total inductance of this circuit, we will get the value of 6 henries. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 6 henries. So from this example, you can understand that the output or the total inductance of the series circuit will be always greater than the value of the largest inductor in the series chain. Okay. So for example, if we take the same inductors with the values 30 millihenries, L1 is 10 millihenries, L2 to be 40 millihenries, L3 to be 50 millihenries are connected in series. So, and we consider that there is no mutual inductance between them. So if we are asked to calculate the total inductance of the series combination, we can write this as 10 total inductance to be equal to LT is equal to 10 millihenries plus 40 millihenries plus 50 millihenries. That will be equal to 100 millihenries. So we can simply say that the total inductance is always greater than the largest largest inductor in the circuit. Okay, got the point? So this is an expression which is exclusively considered when we take that there are no mutual inductance parameters in the inductors, and we consider just self inductances of the individual inductors. Okay. Now we'll try to talk about the points, that is when inductors are connected in series and if there exists mutual inductance between the inductors, what happens? So not all the times we find this case, like inductors connected in series or parallel and there will be when there is no mutual inductance existing between them. This is not the case. In most of the cases we find mutual inductance between the coils. So definitely we have to discuss and talk about the point, that is mutually connected inductors in series. Okay, so when inductors are connected together in series, so that the magnetic fields of one link with another, the effect of mutual inductance either increases or decreases the total inductance depending upon the amount of magnetic coupling. So this is what we got to know from the previous video, right? So the amount of mutual inductance is definitely dependent on the placement of the inductors, right? And the amount of coupling between them will gives us what is the amount of mutual inductance, right? So this property we call it as coefficient of coupling, and this is what we have discussed just in the previous video. So the effect of this mutual inductance depends upon the distance apart from the coils and their orientation to each other. Either they are placed at a perpendicular position or then they are connected in parallel or so, depending upon the placement and orientation of the inductors, the mutual inductance will be dependent. Okay, the mutually connected series inductor can be, again we can classify the inductors into two types. Either inductors may be connected in aiding position or opposition position. Aiding inductors we call it as, or opposingly connected inductors. So we'll see what is aiding and opposing. Just listen. So if the magnetic flux produced by the current flows through the coil in the same direction, okay, if the magnetic flux produced by the current flows through the coil in the same direction, then the coils are said to be cumulatively coupled. Okay, so the opposite is nothing but the differentially coupled. So if the current flows through the coils in opposite direction, then we call it as differentially coupled. simple point. When the current that is flows through the inductors is in the same direction, we call it as cumulatively coupled. If the current that flows in the coil in the opposite direction, then we call it as differentially coupled. So first we'll talk about what is meant by cumulatively coupled inductors. So this you can clearly understand from the diagram that is shown on the screen. So in this you can see a core which is in pink color, on which two inductors are wound, L1 and L2. Okay, between the terminals A, B, L1 is connected, and between the terminals C and D, L2 is connected. And B and C terminals are connected in series fashion. Between the terminals A and D, we have supplied energy source. Through that supply, a current I will be flowing, and the flow of direction of the current that is being supplied by the battery will be in the same direction in both the coils, that is L1 and L2. Okay, so that is what we can clearly observe from the diagram. So let's see what is there in this cumulatively coupled series inductors. When the current flowing between the points A and D through the two cumulatively coupled coils in the same direction, the equation for the voltage drops across each of the coil need to be modified to take into account the interaction between the two coils due to the effect of mutual inductance. So now we are considering the points of mutual inductance regarding the coils. Till now we have not yet considered the mutual inductance terms regarding the two coils previously. The self-inductance of each individual coil L1 and L2 will be the same as before, but with the addition of the mutual inductance M, and it is denoted by mutual inductance, right? That is, now we consider self-inductances of the two individual inductors, and in addition to that we also consider the mutual inductance terms. So as you can see on the screen, the total EMF induced into the cumulative coupled coils can be written as LT di by dt is equal to L1 di by dt plus L2 di by dt plus 2 into M of di by dt. Okay, so what we have written is, in this expression is the self-inductance of L1, the self-inductance of L2 plus the inductance of mutual inductance in L2 because of L1 and mutual inductance in L1 because of L2. That is 2 times mutual inductance is taken. So that is why here we write it as 2M di by dt. 2 single self-inductances and 2 mutual inductances will give the total EMF that is cumulatively coupled in the coils. So here where 2M represents the influence of coil L1 on L2 and likewise the coil L2 on L1. Got the point? So what we do is, just to simplify the expression, like what we have done previously, now we will divide it by di by dt. Now by dividing this expression by di by dt, we can reduce the final expression for calculating the total inductance of a circuit. So when the inductors are cumulatively coupled, and it is given as L total is equal to L1 plus L2 plus 2M. Okay. Got the point? So this is the expression what we write when two inductors are connected in series and they have cumulatively coupled series inductors. Okay, that is the current that is flowing in both the inductors have the same direction, then we say or we can give the total inductance as L1 plus L2 plus 2M. Okay, got the point? This is cumulatively coupled series inductors. Now we'll discuss the opposite one, that is when the current that is flowing in the inductors is opposite to each other. So if one of the coils is reversed, so the next topic is if one of the coil is reversed so that the same current flows through each coil but in opposite direction, the mutual inductance M that exists between the coils will have a cancelling effect on each coil, and you can see that on the screen. Previously we have connected L1 between the terminals A and B, right? You can see that now it is connected between terminals A and C. And B and D are connected together. So nothing happened here. A small minor change has happened in order to change the direction of current. That is, the other two ends, the starting ends are connected, A and C are connected, B and D are connected. This is also series fashion, but the thing is that the direction of current that is flowing in this particular connection will be opposite to each other. Now this type of connection we call it as differentially coupled series inductors. So as you can see, the magnetic lines also, here the magnetic lines of force is just like a single loop, whereas here the magnetic lines of flux has two different loops, as the directions are different here. Okay, now we'll see what happens, or we'll try to calculate the total inductance for the differentially coupled series inductor. The EMF that is induced in coil 1 by the effect of mutual inductance of coil 2 is in the opposite to the self-inductance EMF in coil 1, as now the same current passes through each coil in the opposite direction. To take account of this cancelling effect, what we do is we just add a minus sign is used with M when the magnetic field of the two coils are differentially connected, giving us the final equation for calculating the total inductance of the circuit when the inductors are differentially connected. So L total is equal to L1 plus L2 minus 2M. So the total inductance we can write it as L1 plus L2 minus 2M. Okay, so we can also write either it may be cumulative or differentially coupled series inductors. We can simply write the inductively coupled inductors in series as L1 plus L2 plus or minus 2M. Plus or minus 2M. So if we take cumulatively connected series inductors, we take plus sign, and for differentially coupled series inductor we take it as minus sign. So this expression can be remembered, and the point of plus and minus sign is based on the connectivity. So for differentially coupled we take it as minus 2M. For cumulatively coupled we take it as plus symbol. Okay, so based upon these two expressions, if you are asked to solve any problem, you can easily solve by remembering these expressions. Like when you are asked to calculate a simple simple inductance and stating that there is no mutual inductance properties, then you can simply calculate the total inductance in series as L total is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L up to Ln, etc. Whereas when you are asked to calculate the series seriously connected inductor, mentioning the point that there is mutual inductance, then you can use the formula L1 is equal L total will be equal to L1 plus L2 plus or minus 2M. If it is cumulatively coupled series inductor, you take plus 2M, and if it is a differentially coupled series inductors, you simply take it as minus 2m. So there ends the problem. Okay, so just by remembering these values, and also you can easily remember the series inductance values when you remember resistors. For resistors also it's one and the same. The total resistance will be equal to the sum of all the individual resistances, right? So here also the total inductance in a series circuit will be equal to the sum of all the individual inductances. There ends the matter. That is, if you remember resistors, you can easily write equivalent inductance for a series connected inductors. Okay, till now everything is clear, I guess. So as of now we got to know how to connect inductors in series to produce a total inductance value of LT equal to the sum of the individual values that are added together, similar to the connecting the resistors in series. However, when connecting together inductors in series, they may be influenced by mutual inductance. Mutually connected series inductors are classed as either So mutually connected series inductors are again classified as either aiding or opposition. The total inductance depending upon whether the coil are cumulatively coupled, that is current is flowing in the same direction, or differentially coupled when current is flowing in the opposite direction. Okay, so these are the points that what we have discussed in this video, and in the next coming videos we'll try to know the expressions regarding inductors connected in parallel. Okay, so hope I've cleared everything regarding the connections pertaining to series inductors when self inductances are considered, and as well as mutual inductance is considered, right? So thank you and see you in the next video.